Source here, and today we're gonna start the process of making some deer jerky out of Alex's buck she shot. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. We're gonna use jerky cure and seasoning. We make our jerky with ground meat, so this is the process on how to make jerky with ground meat. Things you're gonna need is obviously your ground meat, your seasoning. You're gonna need some bowls because you actually have to let this stuff sit up in the fridge overnight, let it soak up all those flavors. We have a jerky gun here, looks just like a caulk gun. You know, there's different nozzles. We just use the little 2 nozzles. The thicker you make it, the longer it's going to take to dehydrate our dehydrator. We just have a small dehydrator. It's got grates in it, and that's how we dehydrate our deer jerky. So, all right, I'm going to show you guys how to start this. We got here 5.8 pounds of deer meat, so we're just going to call it 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this in half because we're going to do half original and half peppered. So I cut that open. Need the trash can over here. Alright. So what you're going to want to do is we're going to split the meat up in roughly half. So yeah, it's about half. Maybe a little more. Alright, so there's 1/2. Take the other half here. Whenever we grind all of our own deer. You know, we think, you know, having to pay to get it done is ridiculous. You know, we got all the equipment to do it, so we do it ourselves. Whenever we do grind our meat, for usually every 10 pounds of meat, we'll mix in a pound of sausage just to give it a little bit of fat and just give it a little bit extra flavor. Some people add beef fat to it. Some people just add pork fat. We just add sausage because, you know, you can go to the store and buy, you know, a roll of sausage. So that's just how we do it. So we got our deer meat split up half and half here, and we're going to use this seasoning and cure. So right here on the directions, it says for ground meat, for 3 pounds, you need 2 tablespoons and 1.5 teaspoons of the seasoning. So we're going to put in 2 tablespoons. Got my little measuring thing here. Childproof. Alright, so there's 1. There's 2. Then we need 1.5 teaspoons. So I'll lower that down to 1.5 teaspoons. Put that in there. And we'll add a little bit extra just to make it taste good. So there's the seasoning part of it. Then for the cure, it says we need 2 tablespoons of cure. So we'll put in our 2 tablespoons of cure. After you add this, you're going to want to mix it up pretty decent. And then put a piece of tin foil over it. Let it sit in the fridge overnight. So, got that done for that one. Now for this one, we're going to use the original blend. So yeah, that looks like about what we need. I mean, I measured it out for the first one, but you know, I've done this before, so you know, the more you add, the stronger it is. You know, you just add it to your liking. I do measure the cure out just because you put too much cure in there, it gets too tough. Put too little cure in there, and it doesn't come out right. So, and the type of cure or the type of seasoning we're using is just High Mountain jerky seasoning. We bought it at Fin Feather Fur. That's what we have here in Ohio. That's the closest place to us that sells it, so that's where we get it from. So we got our stuff all mixed up in there or added to it, so now we're just gonna mix it up. So if you don't like getting your hands dirty, don't make jerky this way. So just take it and almost like you're mixing up a meatloaf, just kind of make sure all that stuff's mixed up in there. The better you mix it, the more consistent your jerky is going to be whenever you go to eat it. Sometimes I've eaten jerky that other people have made, and you might get a piece of jerky that tastes like nothing, and the next bite you take out of it, it might be the strongest, most worst tasting jerky you've ever had. And the reason for that is they did not mix it up completely whenever they mixed in all their seasonings. So you want to get everything mixed real good. So that one's pretty good. We'll call that one good. Another thing about deer jerky, not as fatty as beef jerky. You know, deer is naturally a leaner meat. So you know, it's better for you because doesn't have as much fat to it. All right, so we got those mixed up, and now just cover them up with some tin foil, put them in the fridge overnight, and then tomorrow morning all you got to do is load up your jerky gun and cure it out. So tomorrow morning we'll show you guys how to shoot it out of a jerky gun, and how to set your dehydrator, and we'll show you the end result. Alright guys, we're back here today. I'm going to show you how to use a jerky gun and make some jerky. So we have our meat that's sat overnight. Everything's all good with that. And we have our dehydrator here. This is just a hot air dehydrator, just blows hot air. So I'm going to take it and set that over there because we're going to be squirting some jerky out on this. So I'll take those off. So start at the bottom. And all you're going to want to do is pretty much take your jerky gun and load it up with meat. So I just use a spoon and get it down in there. I kind of take it and pack it down in there so you get more meat in the tube, and just fill it on up. Then after that, pretty much all you do is start squirting jerky out like a caulk gun, pretty much. Takes a little bit to get used to squeezing it out. You know, you can get different thicknesses if you squeeze more and drag it slower, or if you drag it faster and don't squeeze as fast, you get thinner jerky. Like I said before, the thicker it is, the longer it takes to dehydrate. But you know, if you got time, you can make it however you want. All right, so we got that. Take my jerky gun here, screw it back together, and when you squeeze it, the meat comes out. So the way I like to do it is I'll start on the outside edges and just make one solid strip all the way around, and then make a small strip on the inside. Do that for every single rack you have, and then you'll start it up. So I'll show you how to do this. So you just take it and start squeezing it out. I just keep the jerky gun in one spot and just turn the grates. So there's one. Alright, so that's pretty good. You don't want to totally pack the meat in here. You want the air to be able to go through there. So you don't want to make it a solid big thing of jerky. You want to give it some air space in there for all that air to move. Alright guys, so we got all of our trays filled. 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, I left some air space in there. So I got some leftovers here. We'll just take that and cover it up, leave it for tomorrow. You know, it's fine to sit in the fridge with that cure in it. You know, it's not going to do anything to it. It's just going to, you know, it's already soaked up the flavors of what it's going to soak up. So, you know, just put it back in the fridge and do it for, or use it for tomorrow. So underneath my dehydrator, I got a little placemat type thing. The only reason I do that is because it does get hot, and you know, it might discolor your, you know, your countertop or something like that. So just you know, I keep this on there, or keep it under there, so you know, the countertop doesn't get as hot, you know, and doesn't discolor or anything like that. So you take the lid, put the lid on there. For my dehydrator, I run it at 160 degrees. So got it set to 160. Plug it in. You can hear it turn on, and let it go for, you know, usually after 3 hours I'll take the lid off, and I'll take the bottom racks and I'll switch them to the top and vice versa. That's just to give the bottom stuff a little bit more air, you know, so everything's more evenly cooked. And you know, after about 5 hours, you know, you open it up, check it, you know, if it's good enough for you, then, you know, it's done. Usually I let mine run for right around 5.5 hours, and usually it's done. So I made a run earlier today, and here's some of the final product. You know, whenever it comes out of there, I'll just take it and break it into, you know, manageable sizes, and there's your deer jerky. So hope you guys learned something, and please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you.